Hello, welcome to the February 26th edition of JTV News. I'm Aaron Kent.
And I am Vincent Maza.
This is the last week of African American History Month. And this week we're going to show you some features about it.
For our last two features, we are going to take a look at the social activist Dick Gregory. And we're also going to see what Jefferson students did in celebration of Martin Luther King.
Hello, I'm Alice Dixon, and right now I'm about to conduct an interview with Dick Gregory. Mr. Gregory, how do you see race relations as compared to 1960 in today's world?
Well, I don't think you can compare. First, in America, there's been so much progress made. Never before in the history of this planet had there been as much progress made that we African Americans have made. On a worldwide level, I think when you look at what happened in the 60s, and because of television, because of the quickness of the news that went around the world, that the world got to see the mightiest nation on the planet, the most admired nation on the planet, and got to see some struggling black folks with no guns, no hatred, willing to be killed but not killed. I think this has had an influence on the whole world. And I think the world is a better place today. I would just say that, thank God that the 60s are gone. What did we need in the 60s? We needed physically to get a violent system that hated me off my back. You think you have a free press, and the free press tells you what the system wants you to know. We killed tens of thousands of people in Panama, and our American press went over there as a cheering section. The TWA Flight 103 that was blown out the sky over Scotland, I mean, there was 8 CIA agents on that plane. How come the American people don't know that? There was 8 CIA agents on that plane. What were they on there for? They was coming back to testify about how the CIA run drugs into this country. So it's obvious the CIA blew up the plane. There's a lot of information, but you have to piece it together. There's a lot of information that comes in the newspapers, but you have to clip it and hold it and compare it, and then you got to use your own God-given intelligence. When you read a story, say, there's something wrong with that.
This Friday, while 12 o'clock meant lunch to most of us, to some it meant the beginning of a march in honor of the Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. After a 30-minute presentation from Dr. Miller on the subject of King, many Jeffersonians grabbed their umbrellas and signs and took off through the center hall doors. Though it was pouring down rain, these students were faithful to their journey around the track. Banners were held and signs were waved as they sang songs dedicated to King. Some students were asked how they felt about it.
Yes, I do. If everybody sticks together and works together as one, everything can be accomplished in life.
I thought the march was great. This is the kind of hype that we need. 365 days a year at Jefferson High School and at every school in the United States of America. We need black history and black culture, multicultural history and culture to be taught in the schools all the time. Because I think we can get the kids hyped like this 365 days a year, then we'll have a stronger youth, a stronger tomorrow, just a better future.
One, when you look at Jefferson High School, don't look at Jefferson High School as a black high school. Look at Jefferson High School as a school that allows you to be who you are. And for a lot of kids, children of color, especially black kids, America has done a good job of turning them into something other than what they really are. And they respond to that, right? If you don't know who you are, if you don't know where you come from, if you don't know your culture, if you don't know your history, if you don't know your heritage, you don't know a language, if everything you have was given to you from some slave master 300 years ago, then you become what that slave master was. Or you try to create something to be different than what that slave master was. So education is important because it teaches you the heritage of who you came from. Be a descendant of Africa, not a descendant of slaves. Be a descendant of knowledge, education, and learning. Not a descendant of drug dealers, and gangsters, and pimps. TV kind of like shows you that they are. And after that, it's like there's nothing left to say. That's it in a nutshell. I want all children, I don't care what their colors are, to be successful in life and to grow. That's what I want. and become critical thinkers, and to look at issues not from one point of view, not a conservative point of view or a liberal point of view, but from different points so you can find out the correct solution and how you deal with, today's society. We don't need a madman in the White House to figure out that we're crazy. The Mad Matter has orange hair.
Orange skin.